A summary is a brief restatement of the main points of a book, report, website, article, laboratory test, presentation, or meeting. A summary saves readers hours of time because they don't have to study the original work or attend a conference. A summary can reduce a report or an article by 85 to 95% or even more, and can capture the essential points of a 3-day conversation in a one-page memo. Finally, since only the most important parts of the work are included in a summary, readers will know that they've been given the critical information they need. Thanks to the web and other communication technologies, we have an abundance of information. It would be impossible to locate, classify, understand, and assess all of this information without the help of summaries. They can be found all around you. The chief objective in writing a summary is deciding what to include and what to omit. Determine what is the most relevant information for your audience and its purpose. As we've seen, a summary is a streamlined review of only the most significant points. You will not save your readers time if you simply rephrase large sections of the original. That will simply supply readers with another report, not a summary. Make your summary lean and useful by briefly telling readers the main points, purpose, scope, conclusions, and recommendations. A summary should straightforwardly and accurately answer readers' two most important questions. What are the findings of the report or the meeting, and how do the findings apply to my business, research, or job? Let's take a look at what to include in a summary. First, the purpose. Why was the article or report written or hearing or meeting held? Give the readers a brief introduction. One sentence will do, indicating the main purpose of the report or event. Essential specifics. Include only essential names, costs, titles, places, or dates. Conclusions or results. Emphasize what the final vote was, the results of the tests, or the proposed solution to the problem. Recommendations or implications. What are they? Where can they be carried out? And why are they necessary, or why will a plan not work? What to omit from a summary. First, opinion. Avoid injecting opinions, your own, the author's, or a speaker's. New data. Stick to the original article, report, book, or meeting. Avoid including other comparisons or information that wasn't included. Examples. Readers will want to know about outcomes, results, and recommendations, not the illustrative details that are supporting of the points themselves. Background. Readers want the big picture, not supporting or technical details. And finally, reference data. Exclude information around footnotes, bibliographies, appendices, tables, and graphs. An executive summary is a great overview. Its purpose is to summarize the key points of a document for its readers, saving them time and preparing them for upcoming context. A summary is a brief restatement of the main points of a book, report, website, article, laboratory test, presentation, or meeting. Follow these steps to prepare a concise, useful summary. Read the material once in its entirety to get an overall impression of what it's about. Become familiar with large issues, such as the purpose and organization of the work and the audience for whom it's written. Visual cues, like headings, subheadings, words in italic or boldface type, sidebars, can help you identify the main ideas. Also, look for a conclusion in any mini summaries written within the article or report. Then reread the material. Read it a second or more times if necessary. Locate all of the main points and underline them. Pay attention to key transitional words, which often fall into predictable categories. Words that enumerate. First, second, third, initially, subsequently, finally, next, another. Words that express causation. Accordingly, as a result, because, consequently, subsequently, therefore, and thus. Words that express contrasts and comparisons. Although, by the same token, despite, different from, furthermore, however, moreover, in comparison, in contrast, in addition, and so on. And finally, words that signal essentials. Basically, best, central, crucial, foremost, fundamental, important, indispensable, in general, leading, major, obviously, principal, and significant. Collect your highlighted material or notes and organize the information into a draft summary. At this stage, do not be concerned about how your sentences are used. Use the language of the original, together with any necessary connective words and phrases of your own. Expect to have more material than will appear in a final version. Don't worry, You're not engaged in the process of selection and exclusion. Your purpose at this stage is to extract the principal ideas. Read through and revise your drafts and delete whatever information you can. As you revise, see how many of your highlighted points can be condensed, combined, or eliminated. You may find that you've repeated a point. Be sure to be faithful to the original by preserving its emphasis and sequence. Put quotation marks around any direct quotations, but try to avoid direct quotation whenever possible at this stage. Now put the revised version into your own words. Again, make sure that your reworded summary has eliminated non-essential words. Connect your sentences with words that show relationships between ideas in the original, like also, although, because, consequently, however, nevertheless, and since. Edit your summary to make sure that it's fair, clear, and concise. Compare your summary with the original to make sure you've captured the key points, especially those in conclusion and recommendation sections. Your summary also needs to be brief and to the point. Identify the source you've just summarized. Include pertinent bibliographic information in the title of your summary or in a footnote or an endnote. Your supervisor will expect your summary to be honest, fair, and accurate, as well as identifying the most critical points of the article. You can write an ethical summary by doing the following. Make sure your summary agrees with the original. Emphasize the main points the author makes. Don't omit key points. Be fair in expressing the author's conclusions and recommendations. Do not dwell on minor points to the exclusion of major ones. And do not let your own opinions distort or contract the message of the original document. An executive summary of a business plan is an overview. Its purpose is to summarize the key points of a document for its readers, saving them time and preparing them for an upcoming event. An executive summary is written to help the reader reach a major decision based on the report or proposal. Your goal is to tell your employer concisely what findings the report includes, what those findings mean for the company or organization, and what action, if necessary, needs to be taken. Managers use executive summaries so they will not have to wade through entire reports. They are most concerned with issues such as costs, profits, resources, personnel, timetables, and feasibility. Your summary must supply key information on the executive's 4 E's: evaluation, economy, efficiency, and expediency. Follow this organizational plan when you write your executive summaries. Begin with the purpose and the scope of the report. For example, a report might be written to study new marketing strategies, to identify inadequate software, or relocate a store. Relate your purpose to a key problem. Identify the source, background, and seriousness of the problem. Identify the criteria used to solve the problem. Cite why and how the strategies used relate to solving problems. Condense the findings of your report. Specify what tests or surveys are revealed. Be careful to not include too many details. Stress conclusions and possible solutions. Be precise and clear. Provide recommendations. For example, buy, sell, hire more personnel, relocate, or choose among alternative solutions. Also, indicate when a decision needs to be made. The order of information in an executive summary does not have to follow strictly to the order of the report itself. In fact, some executive summaries start with recommendations. Find out your boss's preference and stick to it. As with executive summaries, you will be expected to provide a commentary on the material, that is, give your opinion. For example, you may have to condense and judge the merits of a report, paying special attention to whether its recommendations should be followed, modified, or ignored. Here are some guidelines for writing a successful evaluative summary. To write a careful evaluative summary, follow these guidelines. Keep the summary short, 5 to 10% of the length of the original. Blend your evaluations with your summary. Do not save your evaluations for the end of the summary. Place each evaluation near the summarized points to which it applies so readers will see your remarks in context. Include a pertinent quotation from the original to emphasize your recommendation. Comment on both the content and style of the original. When evaluating content, answer these questions on the content for your reader. How carefully and completely is the subject researched? Is the material accurate and up to date? Are important details missing? Exactly what has the writer left out? Where could the reader find that missing information? Is the writer or speaker objective? Are conclusions supported by evidence? Is the writer or speaker following a particular theory, program, or school of thought? Does the work achieve its goal? Is the topic too large to be usefully discussed in a single talk, article, or report? Is the work sketchy? Are there digressions, tangents, or irrelevant materials? Do the recommendations make sense? Is the material relevant to your audience? How would the audience use it? Is the entire work relevant or just part of it, and why? Would the work be useful for all employees in your company or only those working in certain areas? Why? Answer these questions on style for the readers of your evaluative summary. Is the material readable? Is it well written and easy to follow? Does it contain helpful headings, careful summaries, and appropriate examples? Is the material organized and free from errors? Is each paragraph well developed, and does the author handle transitions well between paragraphs? Does it follow proper grammatical conventions? What kind of vocabulary does the writer or speaker use? Are there too many technical terms or too much jargon? Is it written for the layperson? Is the language precise or vague? What visuals are included? Infographics? Photographs? Videos? How are they used? Are they used effectively? Evaluative summaries give you the opportunity to communicate important summary information to your organization. The terms summary and abstract are often used interchangeably, resulting in some confusion. That problem arises because there are two distinct types of abstracts: descriptive abstracts and informative abstracts. An informative abstract is the same as a summary. It indicates what research was done, what conclusions were reached, and what recommendations were made. Informative abstracts are found at the beginning of long reports. However, descriptive abstracts do not give conclusions. An informative abstract is not as long as an executive summary, which gives more supporting details. As part of your coursework or in your job, you'll probably have to write informative abstracts for long reports. One way to approach writing an abstract of a report is to think of it as a table of contents in sentence form. Unlike an informative abstract, a descriptive abstract is usually only a few sentences long. It does not go into any detail or give conclusions. As the name implies, a descriptive abstract provides information on what topics a work discusses, but not how or why they're discussed. An abstract is a 150 to 250 word paragraph that provides readers with a quick overview of your essay or report and its organization. It should express your thesis, your central idea, and your key points. It should also suggest any implications or applications of the research you discuss in the paper. Basically, a news release is an announcement, usually one page or a single screen on the web, about your company or agency's specific product, services, or personnel. It should be crisp and highlight only the most important and relevant facts clearly and straightforwardly. News releases should be written only about newsworthy subjects, such as the following: like new services, policies, personnel changes, new developments, business news, eco-friendly news, and special events. While those topics focus on an organization's achievement, not all news you may be asked to announce will be positive. You may have to report on events that concern product recalls, work stoppages or strikes, layoffs, plant closures, limited availability or unavailability of products or parts, fires, computer viruses, alerts, higher prices, declining enrollment, or canceled events. Even when you have to write about these difficult events, portray your company honestly and professionally. Be accurate, ethical, honest, and straightforward, and available. The following sections contain guidelines for organizing and writing the different parts of your news release. The cardinal rule for writing a news release is to put the most important piece of news first. Don't bury it in the middle or wait till the end. Everything in a news release should be arranged in descending order of importance, and your first paragraph contains only the most significant facts and ideas. The three components of a news release are the slug, or headline, lead, and the body. Let's take a look. One of the most critical parts of your release is the headline or slug. It should announce a specific subject for readers and draw them into it. Write a slug that entices or grabs your readers, but also informs them quickly and clearly. The first and most significant sentence of a news release is called the lead. It introduces and aptly summarizes your topic, sets the tone, and continues to keep the reader's attention. For that reason, it's also called the hook. The best leads easily answer the basic questions of who, what, when, where, and why, called the 5 W's, as well as how. If the 5 W's are answered in your lead, the following paragraphs can help you fill in only the most necessary supporting details. Regard your lead as the summary of your summary. The body of your release then amplifies the why and the how, and may also get into the so what. But avoid filling your news release with unnecessary technical details. Instead, relate your product or service or your targeted audience needs by emphasizing the benefits to them without loading your news release with hype. Use quotations in your news release only to cite vital facts or an authority. Don't turn your news release into an interview with your employer or customer.